Definitely weren't falling asleep on the way to the trailhead this morning. Definitely didn't have to stop at the gas station and chug a Red Bull. First hike of the season. Very excited. Look at this weather we got in Washington. I mean, mid 60s, sunny in March. You kidding me? Got to soak it up while it's here because the next 2 months it's just going downhill again. Granite Lakes Trailhead, Granite Lakes Trail, 7.7 miles, 2,300 feet of elevation. Perfect little warm-up hike for the season. And yeah, it's nice to get outside this early. Alicia's pumped. Alicia got definitely 8 hours of sleep last night. Definitely not 2 hours of sleep, and definitely wasn't sleeping the whole ride here. She's gonna perform real nice. All right, let's do it.
Took a blow, turned a cheek. Those lessons cut me deep. I've never been the same. Painted bright or monotone, deep splashes of black. In pain the contrast grows. Make a masterpiece of mess. Even unknown can be saved. If the fog is there, keep pressing on, never shy away. Find the light inside of you. Follow warmth and see it through. Throw more candle on the fire. Go ahead, trust yourself.
Okay, I've stopped to take the first photo, and on today's hike, I'm doing something that I've actually never done before on a hike, and that's only shoot black and white film. I figured it'd be a good time to try it, just because it's a middle of the day hike. We're not backpacking out here, so we're not gonna catch sunrise or sunset. And on hikes like this, that are kind of in a valley, the majority of the time, you're gonna be surrounded by forest, really mixed light, and you know, in the middle of the day, as surprising as it seems, even out in a beautiful location like this, the midday sun just doesn't hit the mountains and the trees and the lakes that great, and kind of makes everything just look washed out. It's not my favorite look for color film, so I thought, what the hell, let's bring some black and white out and just try to shoot some kind of stuff that I wouldn't usually shoot. And so that's exactly what we're gonna do. I got the Mamiya 7.2, and then I got a couple rolls of Kentmere. I got the 43 mil lens with me today, as well as the 65. Probably gonna use the 43 mil the majority of the time because I've just been loving that lens, and I think it'll suit this kind of forest area really nicely. So yeah, let's load up a roll of black and white and see what we can do with it. Look at how nice that looks. Yeah, this 43 is something else, let me tell you. I've talked about Kentmere in the past, but it's seriously my favorite black and white film stock right now. Don't shoot a lot of black and white, but when I do, I choose Kentmere 400.
I've never seen so clear.
Okay, I was poking around with the meter, getting 1/8 of a second, 1/15 of a second, 1/30th of a second at f11. So I'm gonna roll with 1/15 of a second. Should be a nice middle ground. And shooting at f11 because I'm shooting this vertically actually, and I wanna make sure that I'm getting enough of the foreground in focus. So I got my focus set at about 14 feet, 13, 14 feet right now. And that's gonna extend out all the way to infinity at f11 because of the 43 mil lens. So, all right, here we go, 1/15 of a second, f11. Kentmere 400, lens cap is off. That's a good start to my day. Remembered to do that.
Find the light inside of you. Follow warmth, see through. Throw more candle on the fire. Go ahead.
You bet your ass I'm getting a photo of this river right now. Pretty sweet little vantage point. Little stair step action going on in the river. Top of it, very bright, sun's hitting it pretty hard. So I'm imagining highlights are going to be a little bit blown out up there, but that's all right. The advantage to shooting black and white film is you can kind of get away with those really harsh highlights or really deep shadows. I think it's a little bit more lenient towards those kind of high dynamic range scenarios. So I'm gonna go 65 mil lens on this one. Set it up on the tripod and do about a 2 to 4 second exposure. Hopefully smooth out that water a little bit. One of the huge advantages to using the Mamiya as opposed to the Pentax is not only is it just easier on your body while you're hiking because it's so much lighter, but for tripod work, night and day difference. I mean, especially on a tripod like this, it's really lightweight, kind of flimsy. The Pentax, I mean, it'd be hard to kind of maneuver it around and get this thing to balance and eliminate the shake with that big Pentax camera. But with the Mamiya, I mean, this thing is just so easy to move around. It stays right where you want it to stay. Leaf shutter, so there's no camera shake. I'm telling you, I'm really starting to like this thing more and more every time I bring it out. Okay, and now I need the ND filter off of the video camera, so. K2 filter system. I got the 82 millimeter step up ring, and then I have a 82 to 58 step up ring. Kind of MacGyver situation, but that's how I'm getting this huge ND system on the 65 mil lens for the Mamiya. If I've done all my math correctly, we should have a accurate exposure at 4 seconds. Again, the highlights are going to be a little bit blown out probably, but might look kind of cool. F16, 4 seconds, 5 stops of ND. And one thing I've also liked to do is just kind of take a step back and look at how the lens is lining up with my subject, because on the rangefinder, obviously, the viewfinder is a little bit shifted off to the right side or off to the left side, depending on how the camera's oriented. So I like to just kind of look down the middle, see like, is my film plane centered with my subject? So through the viewfinder, it's looking a little crooked, but when I just look at it with my eyes, it looks pretty straight down the middle, so we should be good. I didn't hear it go, but I think it took the photo. I'm gonna take it one more time just to be sure. Okay. Downside with rangefinders. When you're next to a waterfall, you can't hear when the damn shutter goes off. Well, if you clicked on this video today to see a bunch of amazing black and white landscape images, I'd just stop watching right now, because this waterfall photo is about as good as it's gonna get. I always have an internal debate with myself whether or not to even post a video like this, because when I get a roll back and I pretty much hate every photo on the roll, I'm like, okay, is it even worth it at this point? But I decided to throw this video together. It's more of a vlog than anything else, a little different than what you typically see here on the channel, so I apologize for that. But it was a beautiful day in Washington in March, warm outside, had to take advantage and get out on the trail. So if you want to stick around and witness some more subpar black and white landscape images, we'll continue on up to the lake.
Ferns uncurling, every living thing.
we've topped out up on top of the ridge here, and we got a little river crossing just about there, home stretch. Words can't describe how excited I am for this PB&J and protein bar in my backpack right now. And the only thing standing in between me and a little snack is this here river. So once this thing's conquered, we're gonna be feeling, whoa! We're gonna be feeling good. Woo! All right. Granite Lake's just up ahead.
Sing to you a song.
Oh boy. A few months off from hiking, you really start to get those jelly legs earlier than you'd expect. We're just about there, it's just around the corner. We've kind of come out of the forest, things have opened up a bit, and if you've watched hiking videos on the channel before, you know that's my favorite part of the hikes. When things open up, you can get these really nice vistas, and we got some snow-capped landscapes around us, so I'm pretty pumped. And got the 43 mil on for this photo.
Put back together. You could call it a vision or
I'm like too exhausted to even just go turn the camera off right now. All right, little self-portrait.
all at once in a dream, we are together. You could call it a vision or a tether.
Shout out, Mom.
All at once I can see it. Put back together.
Little Rice Krispie action in the backcountry. Never had a Rice Krispie treat out on a hike. It's a good snack. Gives you a little sugar rush. Reasonably filling. I can get down with it. It might be a little bit too cold to do a full-blown jump in the alpine lake this time. There's also like not even really a spot to jump in because it's just covered in ice. But look at this beautiful little pocket. It's just calling my name for a good old-fashioned head dunk. Gotta do it. Here comes the brain freeze. Immediate wake-up call. Looking myself right in the mirror right now. Look at that reflection. You fucking little bitch. First alpine lake of 2024. Frigid. Bing bong. Wasn't that bad, but I kind of pussied out. Didn't really do a full-blown dunk. But the second time is when it really gets you. Okay, now I'll do it. Yep, the second time always hurts real bad. All right, little reset midday. Perfect fucking jolt for the hike back down. Oh yeah, feeling alive. I'm telling you, the 43 mil is gonna be the backpacking lens this season. I'm really pumped to use this thing more.
I'm an anti gold on the surface of Mars, a goldfish wriggling on the seat of a car. I'm an elephant dancing.
Going into this year's backpacking season, I definitely want to try to take more of these types of photos, just kind of the simple random moments out on the trail. I feel like when I bring the Mamiya or the Pentax up with me hiking, I feel a pressure, like this necessity to maximize these frames, to get these grand landscapes, these expanding vistas or wide angles of these alpine lakes, and I kind of forget that I can use a medium format film camera to just shoot everyday stuff as well. You know, just a simple photo of Alicia or just kind of these random little things that catch my eye that actually might hold more value 20, 30 years down the road than one of these, grand landscape images that I'm always looking to capture. So definitely want to try to pursue more of that kind of photography going into this season. Okay, we are on our way out. It's definitely one of those hikes where I feel like the best photos aren't necessarily like at the edge of the lake, kind of this walk up to the lake, this little basin area, kind of where this river's flowing out of the lake. A lot of cool photos to get in here. It's kind of hard to maneuver around places because there's so much snow everywhere and you're just post-holing all the time. So kind of limited on where I can get to, but this is kind of the money view, I'd say.
That much I know, my position is precarious. My position is precarious. My position is precarious, and there ain't nothing hilarious about that.
So believe it or not, this is actually my third separate take filming an outro for this video. I tried twice at the trailhead after I wrapped up the hike. The first time I wasn't even recording. The second time, forgot to switch the lens into autofocus, so the whole shot was completely out of focus. And now here I am for the third time back at my house filming an outro. Holy smokes. But anyway, the day ended in quite an unfortunate way. I got all the way done with the hike, which did not turn out to be a 7.7 mile hike. It turned out to be about a 9-mile hike, 2,400 feet of elevation gain. I get all the way back to the car and then realized that I left my K2 filter system halfway up the trail. It's like a $400 filter setup. I'm not about to leave it up there. So I turned around, hiked all the way back up to where I left this damn filter kit, and came back down. That is the last thing I wanted to do once I got to the car and took my hiking boots off and got into regular shoes. But had to do what needed to be done. And my chill little 9-mile, 2,400 feet of elevation hike turned into a 11.5 mile, 3,400 feet of elevation gain hike. So that was super, super fun. But overall, it was a great day. And looking back at the photos, definitely not my best work by a long shot. But as I mentioned earlier, it's nice just to get a couple simple little everyday photos. The self-portrait of Alicia and myself is, a real nice keepsake for 10, 20, 30 years down the road. And yeah, I could definitely see myself shooting black and white film more out on hikes. It's a good challenge. It definitely didn't discourage me. As I reflect on it, it just kind of gets me more motivated to try to get some good black and white images down the road and later on in the summer. And just felt amazing to get outside. God, what a good therapist Mother Nature can be. Those 65-degree days in March here in Washington really bring the serotonin levels back up to an acceptable state. And I'm really, really looking forward to this season. Going to try to prioritize getting out on the trail at least every week, hopefully more. Such good exercise and such a good just refresh for the brain. I know this was a little bit of a slower paced video today, so I appreciate you checking it out. And until next time, take it easy. Peace. Squarespace is the best in the business when it comes to building a new website. Whether you're a photographer, artist, musician, or starting a new business, Squarespace has all the tools you need to get a professional website up and running. I recently hosted an entire online photography gallery that featured 100 photographers from around the world on my personal website, and that's all thanks to Squarespace. The website building interface is extremely intuitive and absolutely zero coding is necessary. They have a ton of fantastic templates to choose from, And from there, you can begin to further customize the look and feel of your site to make it unique to you. On top of that, they have great e-commerce tools that let you keep track of orders, inventory, customers, offer memberships, and more. And with fantastic customer service, you're always in the clear if you ever need help along the way. If you'd like to receive 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, head over to squarespace.com/Brae or use code Brae at checkout to do so.